Alright, let's see what the Starfield stuff. Good timing. Good timing jumping in here. So, Starfield, if there's anything that really gets me all excited and everything, it's a Mass Effect-like game. But can they do what Mass Effect does so well? Can Bethesda tap into the BioWare magic of storytelling and freedom of choice in there and just wrapping it all up with also making your ship and getting the crew members on it and going across the galaxy to try and save the universe and being like, I am Commander Shepard, motherfuckers, let's go.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us today and welcome to Bethesda Game Studios. You know, we've been so lucky over the decades to make the kind of games that we love here. And that's thanks to all of you, from the Elder Scrolls to Fallout. We love creating these worlds and playing in them just as much as you do.
I like it when you don't do online stuff.
We'd often talk about and dream up the space game. What if we could take that feeling of being who you want to be and exploring a new world?
1 second.
Space. You weren't really limited in where you could go or what you could do. And that is Starfield. Obviously, we've come a long way since then with the games we've built, our technology, and all of us here in the studio. We've done so much together, but, well, we've never tried to make a game like this. Today,
hello,
you'll get to hear from many
Come
on
and
the
build
team
your starship.
and see so much of what we think makes our game special. So let's jump in and take a look.
For fuck's sake, just please animate the goddamn dialogue. Animate the characters talking to me. I don't want to just be looking at some dead-ass-eyed
our first new universe
character
in over 25 years.
All right.
But it's still a Bethesda RPG through and through, where you step into a new world and you get that feeling of unlimited possibilities.
I don't mind the HUD.
But this time, it's not just one world.
It's multiple. And moons.
It's over 1,000 worlds.
Oh.
Because the choice of where to go, it's not ours. It's yours. And it wasn't until now that we had the technology to create it.
This is going to be built like No Man's Sky, isn't
to the
it?
mountains in the distance. To the people and creatures that live in these worlds. That isn't just a backdrop. That moon is actually there orbiting the planet. Yes, you can visit it too. We realistically simulate the galaxy around you. Our next generation lighting model uses real-time global illumination to light the world based on the type of star and the makeup of the planet's atmosphere.
Okay. It's all shiny.
We also have an all-new animation system. And of course, you can play it in third person.
That's
and
good.
You can play it in first person.
Go back to third person. Bring the camera back out.
We love exploration and rewarding it, but you do explore differently in this game given its scale. That usually involves exploring an area you've landed in. You can collect resources.
Okay, this is No Man's Sky.
Do a mission.
Shiny
and maybe even
No Man's
stumble
Sky.
upon something unexpected.
Come on. Bring it back to third person. Give me some cool looking armor. I can run around and give me a reason to shoot things. Do something. Okay. Bring it third person. Damn it. There you go. No. No, no, no. No. Yep, so that's the normal Bethesda stuff.
And all of the items allowing you to pick everything up.
Kleptomaniac.
In your data menu.
He's a kleptomaniac.
This is the hub for everything you're doing, from your skills to your ship, your missions, and your inventory. We love to pack a ton of detail in every object, from all of your weapons to spacesuits to food. We just obsess over the details, and food. We obsess over food. When you're done exploring, you can walk back or fast travel to your ship. We have companions and crew you can take with you. I left Vasco here back at my ship.
Welcome back, Captain Howard.
And he can even say your name. Let's head out.
Our mission was to convey the wonder and majesty of space exploration, to evoke the romance of the golden age of early spaceflight. And we've been referring to this approach as NASA Punk. This means a design language where the tech is advanced, yet still looks grounded and relatable.
For us, it's that contrast. That's where the visual interest is. Obviously the NASA, which is the rigid, hard function over style, and then Punk, which is all about style.
You can see that visual style coming through in your ship. Your ship is your home for you and your crew. And like many of the spaces in our game, it has a slightly retro and analog touch. A bit of lo-fi rather than sci-fi, where everything is well used, worn, and lived in.
Alrighty. What's the plan, Captain?
This is your star map. It starts with the planet you're currently on. You can see all of its info and resources. You can choose a landing spot or fast travel to known locations. Backing out further, you can view all the planets in the system. Obviously, the game is big, and it's here you can see planets that have key locations, missions, or life on them, versus the many planets that are barren but resource-heavy. Zoom out even further to see all the systems in this part of the galaxy. Here, you can plot a course to ones that are light years away. This uses your ship's grav drive to fold space and jump to these systems. And you will need to upgrade your ship and skills if you want to jump to the most distant ones. But for now, we'll plot a course to the Alpha Centauri system.
What's the reason for doing this, though?
City of New Atlantis.
Make me give a shit. Come on. Come on. Come on, Bethesda. You're setting it up. Like, it's right there. You just need to... You need to give me one of these.
Welcome to UC Space. Maintain your current course while we scan your ship's cargo. Scan complete. You are cleared for landing at New Atlantis.
As soon as you land in a city like New Atlantis, your eyes are guided upwards to just these boundless, vast buildings.
All right, cool.
It's the biggest city we've ever made, not just in size, but also in the amount of custom art, crowds, and quests.
So the main focus when we're designing a city is obviously what supports the story. We try and tell as many small stories as possible.
This is a Colony War memorial.
It's a few moments of gameplay that make the space feel like it's full of real characters that are going about their day-to-day lives.
It's paralyzing if you really stop and think about it.
Buddy, it's coffee.
It's also where your adventure with Constellation begins.
Oh no.
Welcome to Constellation. We have a lot to talk
There's only
about.
80,000 people watching
them,
this.
Constellation is sort of seen as this mythical group. Most people don't even know they exist anymore. They're the last true explorers in the galaxy, and they're trying to find the answers to some of humanity's biggest questions.
The artifacts are so different, so alien, and I'm certain one of them reached out and spoke to...
Actually, maybe that's because the... I see something.
The artifact. If you could place it on the table here.
Oh my god. Look at how it's coming together.
That means there's a set built by an intelligence outside the settled systems.
It's definitely an eclectic cast of characters.
All right, we're getting there.
You've got Sarah Morgan, the ex-soldier and adventurer, now Constellation's leader. Mateo, the theologian who believes that there's definitely something else out there. Noel, the gifted scientist and Sarah Morgan's protege. And Walter, a very successful businessman in the settled systems and Constellation's financier.
Anything goes as long as you have the money.
There's also Vlad, the ex-pirate, Sam Coe, the former space cowboy, and Barrett.
You know what I hate about these pirates? Completely resistant to my otherwise irresistible charm.
The journey you take with Constellation is just the first of many you'll embark on. The settled systems is home to all kinds of different stories, people, and adventures for you to uncover.
They're getting there, but not quite a home run yet. Okay, the cowboy dude. Let me recruit him to work on the ship we made.
The first major human settlement in space.
To be like the right-hand man on the ship.
People who live
when you
here
go on.
value law, discipline, and the legacy of humanity. They consider themselves the true children of Earth.
You ever think of joining up with the Vanguard? Help the United Colonies, even get your UC citizenship?
New Atlantis isn't the only city within the United Colonies. The city of Cydonia on Mars to this day serves as the largest mining facility for the United Colonies.
So there was
beyond the United Colonies' reach, you might find yourself in a much more wild and independent coalition of star systems. This is Freestar Collective Space.
Okay, cool outfit.
The capital of the Freestar Collective is Aquila City.
The Stone Root Inn is an Aquila City fixture.
A ranger relies on judgment and intuition to do what's best for the people.
Neon started out as a fishing platform, but is now known throughout the settled systems as a pleasure city, where almost anything goes.
Omega.
If you've got morality issues, this definitely isn't the job for you.
Yeah, this is Omega.
Is hiring the best and brightest of today for our future tomorrow.
Everyone has been chewed up and ground up by Neon. Try not to get yourself killed, all right?
Outside the bounds of civilized space, there are still plenty of unclaimed systems to explore, but these areas are also home to the most hostile factions in the galaxy.
The great serpent hungers. All heathens shall be made dust in time.
We are sneaky little snakes.
A new face. This is the face of a brave runner here to challenge the Red Mile.
They think the galaxy is theirs. They are wrong. It belongs to the Crimson Fleet. It always has.
In Starfield, we're pushing our cities and settlements further than we ever have before. It's all there, waiting for you. A slice of humanity's future.
So, ready to get out there?
Throughout the galaxy, there are so many things to see and stories to experience.
Oh my god, give me a reason to give a shit though. Like, what the fuck is the overall? Why are we doing this?
Hours in character
Give me
creation.
something.
And I think people are going to be really excited when they see all of the improvements we've made.
One of the biggest overhauls was done through our character generation
Yeah,
system.
no shit.
We scanned
It's
a wide
like
range of faces
you're
from different
updating the
age
game
groups
engine.
and
I get
ethnicities.
this,
And by
but
mixing and
okay,
matching out that data, we
what's
were able
the
to create highly
threats?
detailed and diverse characters.
It's like what we've been waiting for to see is what the fuck is the reason like you're going from planet to planet and everything.
Almost always is a character you could make yourself.
I don't think they have one. Fucking like copy the Reapers. I don't give a shit. Just give me something.
Take it easy. You were out cold. No physical damage. Mentally, the jury's still out. You know who you are? New recruit for Argos Extractors? Ring any bells? Any of this look familiar?
Also, show me a full quest. I want to see a quest from start to finish.
You start your character creation journey as though you're cycling through employee records. You'll pick from a lineup of 40 presets, and that'll be your starting point. Your journey from there can be as detailed or as quick as you want it to be. This new system has more to offer than ever before.
It's also the simplest character generation system we've ever had. We let the player get as close as possible to make whatever they want. With the various facial morphs you can blend together, the dermesthetic and makeup, blemishes, scars,
okay,
piercings,
you made Danny Trejo's
it's a lot, but I think
thin
it's the most
cousin.
fun to use.
Character creation is more than just how you look. This is also where you start to decide who you want to be. That's where backgrounds come in.
I'm a real boy.
Backgrounds give you a bit of backstory and start you out with 3 basic skills.
From chef to Dusty,
You know, the crew still has a betting pool about which restaurant critic you must have crossed to wind up here.
What's great about backgrounds is you never know when yours is going to come in handy. You could be in the middle of a fancy restaurant talking to some guy, and suddenly you learn he needs a beast hunter to help track down a monster.
Fine. I probably should stick to professionals anyway, given what happened the last time.
We're also giving you the option to customize your build even further by letting you pick up to 3 traits. Traits are completely optional, and they come with their own advantages and disadvantages. You could choose to meet your biggest fan.
By Vectera! Is it really you?
He'll join your crew, and he'll give you gifts.
That's what they took from Mass Effect?
This constant commentary.
I can't believe I get to stand near you, breathing the same
They
air.
even made the guy look like him.
Molecule.
What the
My
hell?
favorite trait is
Conrad
kid
Vern.
stuff. You have to pay some credits to support your parents, but they're very sweet.
I think that's what his
and it's
name
really
was.
fun to go
Conrad
visit
Werner
them.
or some shit like
we got
that.
ourselves a visitor.
Oh my god!
I came across some hostile zealots in space, but because I had chosen a trait that made me the same religion as them, I was able to get by without any issues.
There's another great one that gives you a damage buff when your health is low, but mercenaries will randomly show up and try to kill you. No matter what you choose, there will be plenty of ways for you to tell your story. And if you want to remove a trait, there are ways to do that too.
What a view! It's a feast for the eyes. Off we go to another adventure.
We'll let you discover that on your own.
The best part about this would be if it's like, oh fuck this guy, and you can just, you can do the Bethesda thing like that.
Once you've built the perfect character,
that would be the best part.
Really begin.
Or you like hold
we took
them
what
up
we loved
and you're
about
like,
skills and perks from
give
our
me a good
previous
price on
games
this.
and put them together to create an all-new skill system.
Yeah.
Each time you level up, you get a skill point, which can be used to unlock or rank up skills.
So Squiddy that looked like a spider and it was weird.
Ranks are unlocked by completing challenges associated with that skill. Challenges become increasingly difficult as you work your way to higher ranks. With our 5 different skill trees and 4 ranks per skill, there's a lot to choose from.
I like the Xenosociology skill because it lets you mind control aliens.
Boost pack out of the gate. I'm boost packing everywhere.
Okay, so that's like some Andromeda shit.
I like maxing out my physical tree so I can get neuro strikes and just punch my way through combat.
Dick punch. Wow, dick punch. Yeah,
That one's a lot of fun.
All right.
Invest in the skills that suit your playstyle.
I'm very much a stealth player. So, I'm out there pickpocketing everyone. My favorite part about being stealthy is slowly creeping through vents like you're in a movie and then jumping out and springing on people.
Whenever possible,
3 months
I like to
later, she
talk my
barely
way
got through quest 3.
This area's off limits. Fine, I'll issue you an access card.
I'm more of a
They're so
running gun
robotic.
player.
They're so
I like doing
goddamn
that death from
robotic
above
in the
thing where I boost pack
no.
over guys and I throw landmines at them. I like blowing stuff up.
Is it just me or does this lack impact? Like you shoot somebody and it just feels like you just clicked on them. It doesn't actually feel like the bullet is hitting them. They kind of just drop. There's no like boom and then they or whatever and they drop and do the whole thing. This feels like it's
Exploration is
just
a
the
key
Fallout
aspect
engine
of
all over
all our
again, which it
games.
is.
In
But
Starfield, there are full star systems with new life, resources, and adventures. Our team worked hard to strike a balance between fun and realism. We studied data from NASA and a multitude of other sources to help us make the world feel believable. From the way we approached planetary atmospheres to the way we placed biomes based on the planet's distance from the sun. Once we had created a grounded world, we could start looking at all the things that make that world fun. When you leave a planet and head into space,
But what do you do on the planet? You just look at shit and then you're like, okay, I grabbed a couple rocks, I'm out.
Dogfighting in space and exploring derelict ships.
Fuck do I care then? This is the same problem that fucking No Man's Sky had. Until they added like somewhat missions on
It's
there.
about rewarding your curiosity. Because whether it's on the surface of a planet, the alleys of a city, or the vastness of space, you never know what you'll find.
Let's be honest, you're gonna run to that city, there's gonna be like 4 shops, and then the rest of it's gonna be all just like set piece. I want to like this so much, but
space
there's
exploration is possible thanks to your ship. Your ship is almost like having another character or home you can make all your own. I think you'll be blown away by the amount of stuff you can do. You can buy a ship.
Okay.
I'm sure you can find
That's
something you
cool.
like. Customize and upgrade that ship.
Yes, give me this
And
is
hire
cool.
a crew to keep it up and running.
Nice. Okay, the cowboy dude, you can
And it
hire
all
him
starts in
as a crew
spaceports.
member.
Every spaceport has a ship technician where you can purchase, sell, and modify ships.
Anything I can help you with?
Maybe you start off with a speedy fighter that's perfect for bounty hunting. Then you might round out your
Yeah.
ship roster with a hulking space
All right,
freighter
now you
to
give
run
me
cargo
something here.
missions, or even do a little smuggling.
This is good.
For now, though, we're going to take our starting ship, the Frontier, and make some changes. You can customize and upgrade everything you see here.
Everybody's gonna be
And
like,
you
this
have
is
2
Kingdom
ways
Hearts
to do
gummy
that.
ship stuff.
You can quickly upgrade individual systems like your weapons or shields, or you can deep dive and enter the shipbuilder mode. Here you can change anything from the systems to the look and layout. Adding a new habitat module can give you more room for crew. Adding cowling can change your ship's overall silhouette. An improved grav drive allows for longer distance space jumps.
I mean, I can make the Normandy in
You
this.
can even
I love
fully
that.
customize your paint job to get the
Yes.
exact look you want.
Black and
The
gold
parts
color
you choose to
scheme.
build with don't just affect your ship's stats.
Make it look like
They'll
the
also affect what you can do inside your ship.
Normandy
You can have
2.0.
modules for crafting, or for storing and displaying your weapons. Starfield's in-game ship manufacturers bring their own look and feel to every piece of your ship. From living
Damn.
quarters to cargo holds, mess halls, and control rooms.
Dude, if you want to make this shit look like the aliens ship from Aliens 1, you can do it. If you want to make it look like the Normandy, you can do it. If you want to make it
Our
look like
modified
fucking Star
Frontier is a
Trek,
practical ship, but with a little
Enterprise there,
creativity,
you can do
your
it.
ship can look like almost anything you want.
Cool.
It's
I
a
like
bit odd,
that.
but one of my favorite ways of customizing ships is I make them look like animals.
This is what I want the next Mass
HMS
Effect to have.
platypus,
Or something like
as I
this.
called it.
But then
where it
again, you
had
don't really
like a
need it because we're
giant
going back to
tail
the
to it.
Normandy. We better be.
And
With
we've
Shepard and
done
everything.
Spiders, we've done mechs. So it's really
Optimus
whatever
Prime.
your imagination is.
Dude, you could.
And while you
Holy
can build
shit.
your home among the
No,
stars
you know.
the way you want to, you're probably
Power
not
Rangers
the
in
only person who will
space.
call your
Make
ship
the,
home.
Make the Megazord. Okay, yeah.
Ready to lift off when you are, Captain.
This might be the most excited I've had. Excitement I've had yet for this.
Frontier is fueled.
The problem is, then you look at what's the overall threat. Why are we
Some
doing
of the
all
members
this?
of Constellation can join you on your journey. These companions can serve on your crew, and they'll always be there when you travel.
We'll be traveling together until we either find an artifact or this lead runs dry.
Okay.
Each companion comes with their own valuable skills for your ships and outposts,
Good.
as well as unique quest lines. Eventually, some friendships might blossom into romance.
Right.
I don't know that I've ever really loved anyone except you.
And if you're looking for a little extra help on your ship, you can always hire additional crew at spaceports.
Got any room on your ship for someone like me?
You'll also meet potential crew members out in the world.
Still think there might be a spot for me on your ship?
Who's-
I gotta get off this rock.
Assign crew to your ship.
Who's
or
gonna be my
outposts, and
Garrus?
their unique skills will affect how they
Like,
run.
Holy shit. You know what the
And just
best thing
like
that they could do?
companions, most crew members can lend a hand in the field. Take Bosco, for instance.
He's designed around
the best thing that they could go, the best route that they could go with this is like Watchdog Legion, where you're trying to find the exact crew members that you want when you're going into the ports and everything. It would add 10 hours to the gameplay right there. And then also, when shit gets hairy, you can also lose a crew member permadeath,
the shipbuilding
and then they get a
tools
little
and crew selection
commemorative
features in
little name
You'll
plaque
be
or
able to
something in the
build
ship.
and captain the ship of your dreams.
That's some Mass Effect shit right there that they can borrow from.
And now, let's take to the sky.
That looks cool. So
We're putting you in the cockpit of your very own spaceship and telling you that you can do pretty much anything. And that is really cool for us as developers.
wow, you can make the Guardians of the Galaxy
Should
ship
be
also.
exciting and dangerous. And you should feel like you're in complete control every step of the way. We've extended that sense of control to ship combat. It's not about just hitting your triggers to fire your weapons. It's a complex dance between your piloting skills and our power allocation system. Boosting power to your engines will make your ship faster.
Oh, this is some No Man's Sky
Powering up
shit.
the grav drives will shorten the amount of time it takes before you can make a jump.
Oh man, let me disable a ship, tractor beam over to it, jump on that ship, and start looting shit in there.
Means you're ready for a fight. You should always be on your toes because
Like, give me
you're
some
not alone out
Assassin's
there.
Creed type of stuff on there where you, and then you saw through their door and you run in there and get down, da, 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 and do ship raids. There we go.
Unlocking the targeting control system skill will allow you to zero in on specific subsystems of the ship you target.
I'm gonna cut your oxygen level off. See, like, come on. Okay, they're almost there. So you shoot their antenna, their oxygen machine part
After
of the ship,
destroying an enemy ship, you can loot the remains from your cockpit.
and it just blows up.
You can always turn any ship that engages you into scrap. But you can also take a more personal approach by docking with the enemy vessel and boarding their ship.
Shut the fuck up. Okay, all right, motherfucker. Here we go. They called my bluff. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking
Once you've taken control
about.
of an enemy ship, it's yours. Add it to your fleet and retrieve it at any spaceport.
What? Okay, you can jack their
But
shit?
space
Oh,
is
hell
way
yeah.
more than fighting for your life.
All right.
Just like when you're planetside, there are plenty of sights to see and stops to make on the way to your next adventure. Like these massive star yards. Walk the halls, talk to the crew, maybe get talked into buying a whole new ship.
Fill me in
A
anything. All
civilian
right.
in my star yard. Let's see about getting you a proper
Whoa,
ship.
weird
One
tattoo
way
on the
you can-
face.
Maybe you'll
Weird
dock with a
tattoo.
gigantic battleship, like the UC Vigilance. Or rub elbows with the galaxy's wealthy elite on a cruise ship fit for the stars.
Okay.
There are plenty of personal encounters to be had as well. You can hail any ship you come across to trade, swap info, or maybe even commit an act of piracy.
Let's do this. When I'm playing, I generally go crazy. I definitely go like the more piracy routes. I want to take over ships. I'm going to board ships. I'm like, this is now mine. I steal all the sandwiches and put them, in my cargo hold that I have specifically for sandwiches. I don't want to play the hero,
all right.
but I want to go out and just start taking things from people as quickly
Give me
as
the
possible.
tuna.
Some strangers might be looking for a little human
If
connection.
somebody has a
in
ham
the
sandwich,
darkness of
they'll get a
space.
part of my crew.
Hello, stranger. I just finished cooking
What
up
the
some
fuck?
food. If you want to come on over, just pop on by.
Again, though,
Some
what
of the best
is
moments
the
are the ones
like?
you discover on your own.
Okay, this is cool.
The thing I love most about Starfield is that it
Where's-
is a Bethesda game through and through. It's really about going to strange new places, meeting interesting people, and getting sidetracked on zany adventures. Then, realizing 2 hours later that you're involved in a completely new story.
You're human. We thought we were the only ones to leave Earth.
That DNA is so present here. It's in our random encounters, it's in our handcrafted quests.
So basically what I'm getting from this is every single one of the stories on this is just going to be mini side
There are over
quests.
1,000 planets out there, just waiting for you to visit.
They went so far into the gameplay that they actually didn't set up any story.
Breaking ground on new planets, exploring
Like that's
every inch
like
of a
nothing
mostly
that's
untouched
super.
We want you to feel hopeful.
I
We want you to feel this sense of awe and wonder. And sometimes a little fear. We're giving you a massive playground and a ton of toys and just setting you free.
Exactly, and that's the problem. You're doing a lot with this, but it's missing the mark of why. What's the reason for it?
Hey everybody, we've shown you so much stuff, but we thought we'd just take a little break and show you something a little bit different. You know, we put so much detail into our game worlds, and we love the opportunity to bring that into the real world with our collector's editions. And for this game, we've done a watch. It is the Constellation Explorer's Watch. This is the watch that you actually get in the game that acts as part of your HUD, where it's the compass and then environmental information. It connects to your phone to give you notifications and other information, and we've also designed this really cool case that it comes with, Istvan.
Yeah, we really took as much care and designed this case as we did the watch. Our attention to detail in the game totally translates to this.
You locked the case and you're like,
Inspired by
oh
the
shit, I
cases
can't
that
get
the
it open.
astronauts used during the Apollo era to bring back samples from the moon. It's got an intricate locking mechanism, authentic, heavy, comes with a Constellation patch, NATO strap, and the overall functionality and believability of this as something that would exist.
See, the
in
reason why
world, in
Mass
the
Effect did
Starfield
so
universe.
well is the N7 meant something.
You'll find it very useful out there.
It was basically like what is the equivalent of our Space Force now, so it was like a pride of, oh, you're serving,
We get to
you know,
work
you're
with the
serving in
amazing
the
people
galactic
on the
military
Xbox
of the
hardware team, and
N7s.
together we have created this custom limited edition Starfield controller. It's awesome. It is now, you know, our favorite controller.
We love this because it's inspired by the actual controls of your spaceship. And not only that, we've created the first ever custom headset with Xbox. And this is a perfect pairing with that controller.
Control, this is Constellation Starship Frontier. Ready to start on your signal. Steady till ready. Coordinates input. Plotting jump course. Guidance has converged. Getting auxiliary reactor power. System checks are green across the board. Prepare for departure. Grab jump commencing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
In every one of our games, we always put so much care into all those little details that breathe life into our worlds. But Starfield isn't just a Bethesda Game Studios world, it's a Bethesda Game Studios galaxy. So why go this big with Starfield? Because we want to give you freedom on a galactic level. The freedom to experience both the exciting planets and the quiet ones. Scanning a planet before you land is a great way to get a sneak peek at the available resources you can use for crafting, building, and customizing.
I think what's cool about this whole system that we generate the planet itself as a procedural content, but the handcrafted content itself comes as the player explore. Our system builds a planet as the player approaches it. We stitch together a block of terrain.
See, even
After
something
that,
like
we
Elden
have the
Ring,
system
where
that
it is
adds
like
interesting
there's
locations
so
for the
much
player to explore,
gameplay
creatures
that
to
you're running
encounter.
through. There is still an
plans
overarching
to pick up.
reason that you're going on the adventure.
It
There's
allows
an
us to add
overarching
that touch of environmental storytelling that
sense of doom
Bethesda is
that
known
is
for.
in the whole adventure of like, okay, we are fighting for a reason, we have a purpose for where we're going, for what we're doing.
If you could take care of them for us, we would be in your debt.
So even if your friends were to visit the same planet that you had, you would have a different story to tell.
Again, there's no impact. They just kind of fall down. Ugh.
It's completely up to you how you want to interact with each planet. Whether you want to explore and see what you can find, harvest resources and be on your way, or simply take in the views. With the help of your scanner, you'll chart the uncharted and discover exotic wildlife.
If you have the skills, you can even figure out that certain creatures and plants, you can build an outpost and produce resources from those plants and animals. You can get experience and rewards for fully surveying planets and fully surveying a whole system.
When we were concepting these creatures, we really wanted to think of them as natural to the environment. We didn't want alien monsters, we wanted native wildlife. Something you've never seen before.
When it comes to our exteriors, when the sun moves, all that light is calculated in real time through the
I
atmosphere.
mean, I'd hope so. It's
Our biggest goal
2023
for lighting
on
with
next-gen
Starfield
consoles.
was to make the game feel more filmic.
That
to
should just be
use
a
lighting
regular-
and color to really make it feel more cinematic.
No, you know what makes it feel very cinematic is when you go up to a base, you knock on the front door, and you figure out whether they are good guys, bad guys. You have a little bit of a conversation with them. Maybe there's another quest that pops up from them, or maybe you just have a shootout. And then there's like that one last guy that you have this conversation with, and that leads into, oh, there's something else. And that's just a side quest. Then the main quest overall is, okay, we need to get over to such and such to upgrade
After
the
some
ship
exploring,
to
you
get
can
to
find a
this
spot to set up a base camp.
this other point because we need
Outposts
to
can
go
be built almost anywhere
rescue
on any
somebody
planet.
to get the
And
overall
the habitat
mission.
modules come in all shapes and sizes, filling all different purposes. You can even live in them. Assign crew and companions to work at your outposts for added bonuses.
Again,
and set
cool.
up extractors to
We also
harvest
did this in
resources while you're
Andromeda.
away.
Something cool we have this time is we have a new fly cam where you can toggle between on-foot building, or you can now use a top-down isometric camera, which helps plan out larger parts of the outpost and placing those larger halves. So that way you can really plan your structures and what the overall feel of your outpost is. And then when you're on your feet, you can really decorate and fine-tune things much easier.
Great. Awesome. How much material resource are we going to have to do to get all this? Is it going to become a pain in the ass trying to make something big? Your outpost doesn't have enough food. Everybody is starving.
Add crafting and research stations in your outpost to utilize any resources you find or already have.
Mod your weapons to adapt them to your playstyle. Different weapon sights and scopes, larger magazines, a selection of grips and barrels, different ammunition
Cool.
like explosive rounds.
Nice. Now just give me a little more
All you
impact
stealth
on the
players out there
on
will
the hit.
surely need a suppressor. You can also choose to go hands-on with melee weapons.
I think it's always a delicate balance between like what's realistic, what's sim, and what's Hollywood. And I think we sort of err on the side of like what's fun for the player.
So what about character customization of like the outfit? Are we just going to be running around with a spacesuit on the whole time? Can we get armor? Can we
just feels great.
have an overcoat
We
on
probably
and be
have
like a
more
cowboy
mods
in
and more weapons in
space?
this game.
Oh, actually, we did see a little bit of
I
that.
want to
That's
say
right.
any other game we've done before. There's a lot of variety.
I think that was our player character anyways.
Upgraded
the,
gear is just one of the many factors to
the
pay attention
overcoat
to
on.
when engaging in combat. You may need to switch things up based on your environment.
Like a thermal scope? Cool.
Gravity is different for each planet, and boost packs are excellent for getting around.
Good.
And for giving you an edge in combat.
I can fly!
Sometimes
Again,
you'll even
it's
feel
just-
like you're flying. Zero gravity environments pose a different challenge. Firing a ballistic weapon in zero G will actually push you backwards. Energy weapons, on the other hand, offer a more stable shooting experience.
Okay.
We also have mag weapons. These are high-powered electromagnetic induction ballistic arrays. Each barrel has its own targeting laser and can dish out some serious damage.
The targeting sensor for Mass Effect.
Whether you want to get up close and personal with your own two fists, or you like more compact weapons like pistols and submachine guns, or maybe you prefer something bigger.
Okay, we're seeing the suits are a little bit different now. It's still kind of the flight
Starfield's got
suit,
you
though.
covered.
There we go. All right, that's what I was wondering about. It's like, how crazy can we go with the armor? Okay, yes, we get it. You can blow shit up. And it's still going. Oh, you can do the Matrix thing? Of course you can.
Thanks again for being with us today. We are just so grateful that you've taken the time and spent it here. I know there was probably a lot to take in. There's a lot to the game, even more than we could show here. You know, as we play it, we're always sharing these unique and special moments that only a game like this can bring. When I think about what makes it special, it really is the people here. This game is a reflection of the incredible and passionate team that made it. All of them putting something special of themselves into it. So let's hear some of their favorite moments.
I love the way that our final combination of all the new tech has come together to create some of the most beautiful sunsets and sunrises we've ever had in any of our games.
I love the creatures, the exploration, every biome is different. The word that comes to mind is vast.
I like to use our photo mode to take rock star photos.
I just love that constant feel of discovery and, wow, I can't believe that there's more here.
I'm most excited about our outpost building systems.
My favorite part is every time you step out on a planet, it's a unique experience.
You spend all this time building your ship, and you see it on the landing pad. These things are gigantic. It's the kind of thing that you just can't get anywhere else.
There's something about seeing a tower over in the distance and going, I know the gravity's low here. I think I can make that jump.
My favorite part is biomes, spaceships,
audio design,
planets, the day-night cycle. Those details matter to me. Diplomacy, exploration, freedom, the ending.
Vasco, obviously.
I love the robot so much.
The incredible amount of worlds we created.
Sniper rifles, come on.
Lever action, rocket launcher,
brain sprout. I laugh, but some people might find creepy. I don't know. I know it's right, Ben. The thing that I
one
enjoy
of them
most
said
about
anything
the
about
game
narrative.
is the freedom to be who you want to be, do what you want to do. It's what you've come to expect from a Bethesda title, but on a much bigger scale.
Not one of them talked about narrative whatsoever at all. So you're getting artifacts.
On behalf of all of
for
us,
some reason.
we can't wait for you to play Starfield and make your own special moments.
Ladies and
I'd say this is probably 65, maybe 70% really cool shit that they're showing off in this. But that other 40% is one of the most important parts that they really need to nail and land. And I don't think it's there. Nobody's talking about anything of why are you doing all this? So what keeps your attention in doing all this stuff? What makes you go, I want to do one more quest thing. I want to do one more thing and build up this to end up going into this other thing over here. Like there's no driving force in this. That's again, it's one of these situations where it's like, okay, it looks really good, but what's driving you to spend all those hours building your ship building your little town thing, and and go robbing ships and this and that and the other thing? Like, what's the point of it? And the fact that they're barely breaking, I mean, overall, it's just barely 100,000 between the top 3 channels showing off Starfield. Again, narrative is huge. That's the reason why this trailer hits so damn hard, because there's 3 games worth of even just the audio cues. I mean, right there, humanity stand. So that was the first contact war. That was joining with the Citadel as part of the galactic, civilizations. All the alien species coming together.
Arctic is away. Godspeed.
I mean, just that right there, the Reapers and Shepard's first mission, the relays, trying to stop a Reaper invasion that is going to wipe out the galaxy. That alone is more storyline than what we're seeing with Starfield, and that's my biggest gripe with the whole thing.
Is anyone receiving this?
It's super cool what they're doing gameplay wise with all the tech. But where's your character arc? Where's what pushes you forward to want to go on that adventure? It's super important. When you see this logo, it's like, oh shit, here we go. The N7, that means Shepard, that means, the militia, well, the US military, the everything that you're fighting for to when it comes to like the Reaper invasion of London, and the N7s are all sitting there like that's humanity's last ditch efforts in the war against the Reapers. Like it's just a flood of memories that hits you when you just see that damn logo right there. And that's the reason why I'm like, man, Starfield is right there. They need that one last piece of the puzzle to make that really great, to make it a 10 out of 10. Right now, it looks like a really cool, just like time suck. And that's not, you're going to have people fall after the first 4 or 5 days. You're going to have people fall off because it's like, yeah, okay. Because the next thing's coming out that has a major story that's telling something way bigger, that's getting you invested. And that's the getting the player invested is like the reason why the story is so damn important. I mean, this whole thing right here of like, this is like them finding Shepard in Mass Effect 2. So the Lazarus Project, which means Cerberus, which means the elusive man, but then okay, so does this take, does the next Mass Effect take place in between Mass Effect 2 and 3? Like, again, it's that whole thing of like, okay, I need to see more of this. I really wish I didn't I didn't want to stress that much on like a story. Maybe there is a giant story mode there. Like I said, like that first one where I'm like, man, let's jump onto the ship, let's take over the ship. Boom, it started happening. Maybe there is just they just can't fit it into, even though they've shown 3 trailers already. In the first like every single time they show this, though, every single thing that they just talked about, there is nothing narrative. There is no reason. They're not sitting there being like, well, your whole, your objective to unite the galaxy, all races and species of alien, bring them all together against a main threat that is trying to take over and destroy literally everyone. Like that, it just copy Mass Effect. Just do the damn thing. Like you're already like more than halfway there to taking. I mean, you're taking from No Man's Sky. You're taking from your old systems of Fallout and everything. There is a few head nods to Mass Effect in there. You're taking the stuff from NASA and everything. Well, fuck, just copy that shit and bring it in there. Of like, I don't even care what the hell the threat is. It's just like just do something with it. Just give us something to be like, okay, let's go. Let's build this up because we are the last hope for humanity in the solar system. Also, I don't think there was any other alien species or races or anything in this thing. So humans are the only ones in the whole solar system. There's nothing else out there other than just humanity spreading across the different, I guess. But that just screams to me a lack of storyline going through. The one thing with Mass Effect, that when you have different alien species, you have a lot of history there. There's a whole lot of lore behind the Turians, the Solarians, the Krogan, and in return, having different members of all those on the ship, there's different stuff that goes on, like the Krogans are very, against the Solarians, but then you have a Krogan and a Solarian on the ship, and then they start to work together, and it's just that whole character arc that happens there, and Shepard's bringing everybody together. Again, of course I'm bringing this up against Mass Effect, but there's a good reason why, because it's trying to be everything that Mass Effect didn't do, but it's also not doing anything that Mass Effect did do really well. So that's where I'm just like so conflicted on Starfield. Of like, there's some really cool stuff there, but the overall package isn't complete. It is on Game Pass though, so that's probably the biggest, coolest thing about Starfield is it is going to be on Game Pass, so you can literally jump into it for a fraction of the cost of the full thing. So maybe that might make up for having not so much storyline. But again, the next game that comes out after Starfield that has a really cool storyline going in it and is a continuation of an adventure or a brand new adventure or whatever, boom, like that game is pretty much like done. It's got one hell of a timer on it. And I think what Bethesda is banking on is there's so much content to do of building ships and collecting again, the best thing that they could do is you go into the World Hub, and it's like Watchdog Legion, where okay, I like the vibe of this character over here. I'm gonna try and go and get them recruited to the ship. Also, like I said, I'd love to see a permadeath thing in there. You take your, it doesn't look like you take your crew members on mission though. So maybe if one of the parts of the ship gets hit and blown up or something, then you lose that crew member that's working in that part of the ship or something. I don't know. I just feel like there should be, that's one of the things with Mass Effect also. You go on mission, and it's like the suicide missions, there's a good chance you're going to lose somebody in there. I always end up losing at least one or two crew members in Mass Effect every playthrough. I've played the damn game like 50, 60 times over again now at this point. Again, there's a lot of really cool stuff. I think they're missing a major component of it to really round it out. Now, the other thing is too, That was not perfect gameplay. That was definitely not perfect gameplay. There was definitely like the punch. So that, you know, one of the other things with Mass Effect, when you shoot somebody with a shotgun, you boom, you hear a zoom, boom, and then you see them go flying across the room, and everybody's like, whoa. That was, I'm trying to think, I don't think I saw one moment in the combat in that where it was like a good, that good hit. It's just like, you know, tap, 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 they drop. Tap, 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 they drop. And there's nothing, it's just like, okay, you know, just boom, boom, boom. All right, I cleared the room. There's not like that feeling of like, ooh, that was a good gunfight right there. It's just kind of just you're running in and just like da 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 da. Okay, grab everything, kleptomaniac the room. Next, bang 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 bang. Grab, collect everything, back to your ship, or you know, steal the ship that you're on or whatever, and then sell it or whatever to make a bunch of cash. That seems like it'd be like a good cash flow right there, selling, you know, stealing and selling ships. They didn't say anything about morality level. If you steal a bunch of ships and you know, I mean, that goes back to Bethesda, Fallout, or Skyrim or whatever. If you kill a bunch of people, you get a morality level. I didn't see one thing about morality level of stealing stuff in this, so it was down to the perks of you have mercenaries that come after you if you have a certain perk on. So you're telling me there is really no consequences for your actions whatsoever in the game. There's no overarching storyline in the game. There is no character progression in the game. There is just barely any dialogue between you and your crewmates. That's some I mean, you know, can the gameplay customization and all that stuff make up for it? Maybe. I don't know. It's, again, it's very hit or miss. It's very hit or miss. Like, I feel like there is a lot of stuff missing from it, but the stuff that they're doing is really cool. So, I don't know. I'm still, even after the showcase, I'm still on the fence with whether Starfield is actually, like, if you were to ask me, is it worth full price? I think I would actually have to say probably not. Like, I would wait for it to go on sale. On top of it being Bethesda, and we know how those games launch, we know the problems that Bethesda games have. How much of that, okay, I just built my ship and then all of a sudden the ship just exploded in space or something, you know, it's just screaming that there's so much mechanical stuff going on with this. Or you're going to run up to some of the alien creatures and whatnot, and all of a sudden you ain't going to have a hitbox or something. Like, there's going to be something there that's going to have to be fixed, like major day one patch update fix. There always is with Bethesda. I really hope this one launches really well because I want to see it day one on Game Pass and all that stuff. But let's be real, that's the way that these games launch. When it comes down to Bethesda in-house studio, they never get it. You know, it's never a smooth launch with them. So, and there's a lot that can go wrong with this. There's so much, again, like mechanical, technical stuff going on with it. There's any one of those systems could have major flaws in it if it's not handled the correct way. So